come from Brazil. I have an injury in my T8 and T9 in my thoracic back. In July last year, I went to the hospital and this herniation started to get big. What we got to know was it was going to get calcified and it's going to cut my spinal cord in the middle, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. People around me didn't understand what was happening, because when we are in the pain, our mood changes. So I don't believe people understand how people that feels pain change themselves. Maybe you have a husband that have a pain and he's different from what you know him because he's in the pain. It comes from your brain and it changes yourself. I also lost a marriage. I lost a lot of friends because I was angry. In December, I was hospitalized, getting 250 milligrams per morphine per day in my veins. It wasn't a good situation. My doctor said to me that I would have to be open from the higher on my back until the lower part because it was a very dangerous situation. Thoracic back, nobody wants to do it. I found the best doctor in my country. He was the best in Latin America. He was going to do an endoscopic surgery and he said, well, we have 7% of chance of something bad happening. So I did one last MRI review before the surgery and he came and he sat with me and said, things aren't going to get better. Since your herniation is being calcified, things are going to get worse. Now we have 35% of you getting in a vegetable state after the surgery. Vegetable state for us, it's when your mind stop work, because our spinal cord, it's part of our brain, so it was going to be hard for him because he was going to reach the herniation. After that, he also said we have 95% of chances of you being paralyzed and you will never be out of this pain. So I said, I'm not going to do it then. He said, you have to do it because it's going to cut your spine. So in this situation, I was living with my daughter. She was 15 years old. I didn't know how to do it. I had a dream with my dead father. They told me, you speak so many languages. Why don't you go and look for somebody on the internet using any other language? And in my dream, I was like, check my arm. It's like yours, Daddy. He says, shut up and go and look for someone better in English language or in another language. And then I did this. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I went down and I looked on the internet and I found on YouTube thoracic back surgery. I found Dr. Deuk. It was a gift, for real. That was on a Sunday. On Monday I called them. They said, send your MRI reviews to us, and I sent it. He said, we are able to do your surgery. He arranged 20 days after the interview on the internet, on Zoom. My doctor from Brazil, he was very rigid about it. He was declining this situation. He said, you have to come to operate yourself. And I said, I'm not going to go. He said, it's up to you. Your daughter someday is going to pick you up on the floor, because this is what happened. It's happening. Your herniation is getting bigger and bigger, and this is not a joke. And I did another MRI review, and he was right. He was not a bad doctor. He was telling me the truth. He just didn't know that was a laser surgery available, and that Dr. Deuk was a pioneer on that. I'm not up to speak on cameras, but I don't believe here in the hospital they understand how important for us it is. It's a life-changing surgery. For them, it's just a procedure because it's so easy, that it appears so easy. And I did this surgery yesterday. From 1 to 10, my pain was 20. I stopped taking opioids. I got addicted to opioids and I got it out. In 20 days before the surgery, I decided to clean myself, and it was very hard. When I came here, they asked me, how's your pain? 1 to 10, I said 20. Today, my pain is 2. And I spoke to the doctor and said, it's going to be 0 in a few days. So I'm very glad. I don't know where you are listening or watching this from, but if you have a friend or a partner that has pain, he's going to change himself. His mood is going to be changed. Be human, try to understand this situation. Bring him here, don't waste any time, and take this pain out of him. You are going to have your husband back, you are going to have your friend back, and he's going to have a new life like I'm having. I'm very grateful, I'm very thankful to everyone in here. They were so kind. Me and my doctor we were received in here very well. So I'm very grateful for Dr. Deuk and all the people that work in here. Thank you very much.